This thing fucking clean?
Podcast roulette. Something I mentioned in last week's video that a lot of you have been questioning me about. This is gonna be a shorter video than it was last week. Promise you it's not gonna be an hour long. Anyways, this is gonna talk about what podcast roulette is, because a lot of you have been asking about it, so I thought I'd give you a rundown on what the show is going to be like. So let's get started. So, first and foremost, before I get into any logistics of what is going to be in this show, most of you are asking, why the name Podcast Roulette? For starters, I want to say, I don't gamble. I've gambled probably 3 times in my entire 10 years that I've been legally allowed to gamble. Of those 3 times, I've only gone in with 20 to 40 bucks. I've either won, double it, I've either won what it was by 2 times as many or 3 times sometimes, or I've lost it all. At the time, and a little bit now, $40 or $20 to me was okay to let go, because I didn't gamble that much, so I knew I'd be okay. If I was consistently doing it almost every other week, I'd have problems. I would have worries, but I don't do that, so I don't gamble. And I know it's confusing hearing that when the name is literally about gambling. And the whole thumbnail has poker chips and cards. Like, it's a whole gambling vibe, but it's not. It's taking how gambling is, which is by chance and randomness, and that's the part of the podcast that I want to stick with. So, that's why it's called Podcast Roulette. Not because I like to gamble, because I like the randomness of how gambling, specifically like on a roulette table, works. Because you don't have any idea what you are going to land on. And it could be the same thing via the same number, the same color, doesn't matter. You don't know. So, in that aspect, if I had a roulette table with all the people I wanted to talk with, and I spun that, whatever it lands on, I'm talking to that person. That's an exaggeration. I don't have an actual roulette table. I'm like spinning. I'm just using that as an example, because that is what I'm trying to come across with, is that I just want to pick random people, random guests at any time. Because I've done this in the past, and every time I've done it, it's been so hard to do it with more than one person as a host, because you have to work on your own scheduling. You have to make sure you have enough time allotted to set up and, tear down, and also do the actual show in between. If you're doing it with cameras, so much more. I'm trying to make this as simple as possible for me and for you all, so I can get these out to you quicker. So there's no cameras, it's just audio. So you hear my voice right now, sweet, smooth, maybe a little raspy. I've been screaming from last week, from the hockey game, go USA. Just that, no video. Because it's easier for me to work with, it's easier for you to get them. Seems fair, right? Also, on top of that, with everything going on, I have my own equipment to bring. I'm not bringing 2 cameras and a bunch of lights to go shoot it somewhere, because that's so much more of a hassle for me, and I don't feel like doing it. So all I'm bringing is my microphones, my audio interface, and my laptop, and that's it. So that's how easy it's going to be getting these to you. Now, with who I have on the show is random, like I said before. This whole podcast series, I want to make it more fun, relaxed, comical, serious, educational, a little bit of something, because there's a lot of things I don't know and I'm not well versed on, and probably you yourself do not know a lot of things or are going through similar stuff in some aspect of it. So I want to use my platform and the multitude of friends I have from all over the world, all over like different ways of life, and just talk about their life. Get to know them. Maybe I focus on something specific. Maybe we just have a conversation. You don't know what we're talking about because it literally is random, which again comes back to the beginning of the name of the title, Podcast Roulette. You are in the gamble every episode because you don't know who we're talking with, what we're talking about, and for how long. These could be 5 minutes or 5 hours. There's no set time. I'm not doing that to myself and to you, because I don't want to cut out something good. Honestly, the only thing I would cut out would be if something terrible happened in between the shoot. But they're just gonna be kind of chill. They're gonna be kind of relaxed. No biggie. So as I mentioned, I want this to be more personable. I want this to be more fun and more just kind of a not over the edge production. So one thing I do want to do to make these episodes more unique to me and just to kind of categorize them and catalog them in like a set date of time is I brought this instant Polaroid camera, which everyone can get them. They're not expensive, whatever. The thing is, on the thumbnail or in the video itself, if you're watching on YouTube, there's gonna be a picture of me and the guests. I'm gonna have them sign it and date it because I think it's really cool to have that moment like, oh, this day I was with so-and-so talking about this. So you'll see who it is when you click on the video, but if you're listening to it, you won't. If you're listening to it like on Spotify or like Apple Music, you won't see who it is, but you'll hear who they are. And obviously, I hope you watch it on YouTube over Spotify for now because I don't have them on Spotify. Which, speaking of, Spotify, Apple Music, and whatever else I can put these on, I will be putting these out on those platforms probably a couple episodes after they are going on YouTube. I just don't want to get ahead of myself. I also do not have a fucking clue on how to do that again because it's changed since I did that with the Trouble Gamers podcast like 7 years ago. One more thing before we close this video up is I mentioned, using the Polaroid camera, using the mics. There's not going to be an episode that's going to be over Discord or over Zoom. That's the one factor that I'm putting my foot down on. There's not going to be any of those digital interviews because I really would like these to be kind of solidified in a time. Also, it makes no sense to use this if I'm over Discord because I can't take a selfie with a digital screen because the flash for one, but two, that's gonna look rough. So it's easier again for me to do like that, or harder, but it gives me a chance to travel more, a chance to explore the world more, and to bring you on those. And depending on where I go, you might get a vlog out of it, so who knows. So that's pretty much what Podcast Roulette is. I hope that this helped you better understand it. If I didn't answer any questions that you still have, feel free to ask that in the comments down below and I will personally answer them for you. If you yourself though want to be on one, let's hope that we cross paths sometime and we make this happen. So yeah, that's what Podcast Roulette is going to be like. I'm very nervous for it, but I'm excited because the first episode comes out on my birthday, which is next week. So enjoy the debut, enjoy the talks with a certain guest. I'm not going to say the guest, I'm going to let you see that firsthand, but I'm excited for Podcast Roulette, and I hope you are too. So yeah, I'll see you then. And as for this, don't worry about this. You'll see this eventually. Trust me. It is, okay.